All right, to discuss, pleased to bring in our expert panel. She is an attorney at Judicial Watch, former Trump attorney Christina Bobb, the author of the book Defiant: Inside the Mar-a-Lago Raid and the Left's Ongoing Lawfare, and also pleased to have senior political analyst, former Pennsylvania Senator Rick Santorum, the senior advisor at the Convention of States. Welcome in this Monday. Ilhan Omar obviously is blaming the ICE agent. We're not surprised by that. Christina, I want to talk to you about some of the other comments coming from Congress. There are Democrats threatening to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Some are saying that ICE needs to be paused, no funding. What are the actual realities of any of that happening legally or with congressional authority?
I think it's very, very unlikely. They'll never get a conviction. They'll never be able to remove her from office. If Republicans actually did allow it in the Senate, I mean, they would get shellacked in the midterms. So I don't see a way where this can actually go forward. But it is a talking point that they want to use, and they will probably continue to use it all the way up through the midterms because they want a reason. They want something to scream about. They want a George Floyd moment to start the fires and start the riots and make it look like Donald Trump is a president of chaos. I don't think that this is that moment because you'll never get that conviction from the Senate. So I think they want to throw it around, but I just don't see that happening right now.
All right, and Senator Santorum, what a moment for the Hollywood celebrities. Nothing better than the Golden Globes, of course, to try and be political. They were wearing the Be Good pins after Renee Good, which is, somewhat on brand for celebrities. They also had the, bloody handprint of Hamas. So we know when they come out to make political statements, not always steeped in fact, more of their radical ideology. But really, the massive fraud investigation, that's about daycare centers and about children. I want to play this clip, Senator, and get your reaction, because Mayor Frey was on the Sunday morning shows and didn't really have the right answer when he was pressed about Tim Walz's role.
Do you think Governor Walz did enough to stop the fraud in your state? And do you support his decision not to run for re-election?
Well, look, Governor Walz is the reason that we've got paid family leave in Minnesota. He's the reason we've got free school lunches. Him and I, we've been through thick and thin.
But did he do enough to combat fraud,
over these
Mayor?
last 5 years.
Did he do enough to combat fraud?
Look, obviously, everybody could have done more to prevent fraud.
And it's not just fraud, it's potential ties to terrorism, Senator Santorum. Senator Tom Emmer are putting the pressure on this as they look into this. And in a few weeks, I know that James Comer in the House will be face-to-face with Tim Walz and Keith Ellison, the Attorney General.
Yeah, I think this is an important moment, not just to point out the fraud in Minnesota, but the fraud generally in a lot of these welfare programs that have become more and more generous with fewer and fewer strings. I mean, this is really the battle over health care, whether it's food stamps or what's called SNAP now or other government programs. Republicans, generally speaking, have not been trying to cut these programs. They've been trying to put, things in there to prevent fraud. Medicaid is a great example with literally tens of thousands, not hundreds of thousands of people on the Medicaid rolls who don't even know they're on the rolls because they were fraudulently put on so people who signed them up can make money. I mean, this is going on everywhere, not just in Minnesota, but everywhere. And so one of the things I hope the Congress doesn't do is just try to focus on, oh, well, this was a Tim Walz problem. It's not a Tim Walz problem. It's a systemic problem.
So true.
And it's something the Democrats have been doing for a long, long time, just like they do with voting. They don't care whether there's fraud in voting as long as it helps them. They don't care if there's fraud in these programs as long as it helps them. They don't want to put any reasonable controls on how people interact with these systems because they benefit from the loose nature of all these programs.